Hello, Denis. How are you?
Hello, Victor. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm very well. I'm very well, thank you. It's good to see you again, and to catch up on what's happening at Petropavlovsk. I guess the first question that I have for you in our chat today is maybe a bit of background on how you and the team came to join the company, and what you see as your key deliverables for this year.
Yes, thank you, Victor. Well, I'll probably start with a little bit of a history. When I joined Highland Gold back in January 2016, we over the 5 years we created a good team around Highland, and we've done, I think, a great story in terms of turning around that company. And in August 2020, the company was sold for $1.4 billion, and it was taken private by the end of the year. So, for me, I was looking for new challenges in the gold mining space, and preferably in the public space as well. Around November, a headhunter called me regarding Petropavlovsk, and I thought, hey, that's a great opportunity. After carefully examining the situation around the company, of course. And then I basically talked to some of my team members, and they said, yeah, we'll join you in this new journey. And we agreed with the shareholder of Highland that a team of us will leave, and here we are. So basically, I joined Petropavlovsk in December last year. And then January, February, I have about 9 guys who joined me as directors on different fields, like construction, logistic and purchasing, COO, corporate development, chief operating officer. So it's a team with a track record who now came to Petropavlovsk to do another turnaround.
And Denis, tell me, what mandate has the board given you with respect to the business?
Well, I think it's quite a wide mandate with certain limitation in terms of according to the power of authority which I have, and according to the chart of authority that the board has, as in many public companies. But basically, the first thing is to set up a proper management procedures, management controls, to set up organizational chart, because we see a lot of duplication of functions in the company, very unclear and untransparent reporting lines. So all of that needs to be changed, and the company, all 9,000 employees need to understand how the company is run, who is responsible for what, and what are the chains of command. So that's, I guess, the first priority. In parallel, as you probably know, we're doing the forensic audit, which our shareholders wanted us to do. So we are like full speed going ahead with KPMG involved and PwC involved, and there is quite a lot of work to do. But I hope we can turn that page over by sort of June, July. And then obviously the production, production should not stop. That was the first kind of prerequisite, that all these changes should happen, but without affecting the current production facilities. And I'm very glad that all our mine managers stayed, and they're enthusiastic. They support the company. They continue to operate together with their teams at the site. And I'm very impressed by the level of qualifications the people have at the mine site.
Well, that's great to hear, because you have you have some work to do this year with expansion of the POX facilities, and I guess it's important to have the management in place, not only to direct this, but also the people on site to execute.
Oh, absolutely, and it's not only POX. It's we're building a flotation plant at Pioneer. That commissioning should be done already by June, July this year, so it's in the final stage. and that project never stopped for a minute. So we continue to do it, and the commitment that was given by previous management we fully accepted, and we're saying that yes, we will commission the plant by June, July. Then the second stage of monomer flotation plant is under construction as well. That should be completed by maybe third quarter next year. Again, a lot of work is done there. The third-party concentrate, which we are buying, this year we have a dip in purchasing because we missed the window in September, October last year, and couldn't buy enough concentrate, couldn't secure enough concentrate for 2021. But my task is for 2022 to get the required volume and make sure that our POX plant is working at full capacity in 2022. And actually, when I look at our production forecast, by fourth quarter, we will be able to work at full capacity at our current POX. So I think already this year we will see POX working at full capacity.
And over the long term, how much do you expect to depend on third-party concentrates, or is your longer-term plan to feed your autoclaves with production from your own operations?
Yes, if you look at what we are constructing now, the Pioneer flotation plant and the second stage of monomer flotation plant, just those two, when they are commissioned and working at full capacity, that will be enough for us to utilize 100% of our POX facilities. So theoretically, from 2023, we can work at POX only using our own concentrates. Having said that, I think processing third-party concentrate is important for the company to keep its presence in the market of processing third-party concentrates. So we're already thinking about possible increase of POX facilities. It's too early to say, how much and when and should we do it, but at least this is something that we're talking about when we discuss our long-term strategy. Should we increase the POX facilities?
Well, that's very interesting because, on the one hand, you have a bit of a captive audience, right? In the sense that you have the processing technology that some of these other people don't have. On the other hand, how do you weigh that against security of supply, because you don't control that concentrate production?
Yeah, we don't control it, but I think the quality of our POX plant, which is a state-of-the-art and very modern POX plant, allows us to reach very high recoveries for concentrate with a high content of sulfide, very high content of sulfide. So in this sense, it's a rather unique plant, and we are able to give good prices to the suppliers of concentrate. So I think we have a natural advantage in processing third-party concentrate. We shouldn't be dependent on them, yes, but I think if we will have in the installed capacity, we will have 20 to 25% dedicated to the third-party concentrate. That will be a good number to have.
Excellent. And could you perhaps talk a bit about the exploration side of the business, because that's something that's been successful over the years, and how you intend to follow up on exploration, with the view to maintaining to your own from your own operations.
Yeah, the company has incredibly good geologists. And if you look at the history of our reserves and resources and replenishment of our reserves, the history shows very good results. Also, we have a large resource base and not that large reserves. So a lot of exploration this year, and we're going to spend about $20 million this year for exploration, will be the infill drilling to convert the resources into the reserves, which should allow us to do the pre-feasibility study for Elga, for example, which is the deposit that's located like 30 kilometers away from Albin, and it's pretty large resource. And I hope that by the end of the year, we will be able to convert resources into reserves and do the pre-fees on another flotation plant there. And if we decide to build another flotation plant at Elga, that will automatically trigger the requirement to increase POX capacity.
Yeah, and listen, just on that, maybe I could ask you to address one of the things that's very interesting about the company, and to be honest, has always amazed me, and is the ability to treat very low grades and produce a concentrate, put it through the POX, and still make money.
Yeah. Well, if you look, we really have a relatively low grade, about 1 gram a ton, maybe 1.5 gram a ton, between 1 and 1.5 gram a ton. But flotation is cheap technology, processing. I think our processing costs around $6 to $7 per ton. Also, our stripping ratio are not that great, not that high. So we are able to mine the ore relatively cheap. And then the yield, the concentrate yield is somewhere between 3 to 4.5%. And the grade we're having is about 30 grams a ton, which allows us to transport it pretty much anywhere. So I think, you know, the trick is, although it's low grade, but it's low stripping as well. The processing, flotation process is very cheap. And the POX plant is located right on the railroad, on the Federal Railroad and on the Federal Road. So the access to the railroad, to the POX plant, the infrastructure is great. Electricity, railroad, everything. So our transportation costs are not that high.
Right. Now you do have a few challenges that you have to address next couple of years, and probably for me the key one is the debt situation. Could you talk about your plans for addressing the debt?
Yes, currently the main debt is our bonds, which are maturing in November 2022. So we still have a little bit of time to think about how we're going to refinance that. Looking at our EBITDA, I think we will not have problems in refinancing that debt. We already started to talk to the Russian banks here locally about some sort of a bridge financing to make sure that you know, we are not pushed against the wall when the time comes, but we have a resource to refinance it. We do have credit lines available for about $300 million, which we can utilize. So that's good to have in our pocket. And you know, generally, gold mining in Russia is considered to be a very preferable borrower because we sell gold for dollars, and all our costs are denominated in rubles, or most of our costs. So, you know, I think we will not have problems with refinancing that debt.
So let me turn, now that we've talked really about where the business is and how you intend to address some of the challenges. Could you maybe talk about what you see as the longer-term future for the business?
Yeah, I think that, well, first we need to kind of settle in our chairs first. But then I expect that by September, October time, we will come up with a 3 to 5 year kind of strategy, which will address the Elga construction, exploration opportunities we have, third-party concentrate, what we can do, whether we need or not, and how much we need to increase the POX facilities. All of that, I think, should be addressed in the strategy, which I plan to do by September, October with some solid numbers. And then when we look at that strategy, we will have clear understanding how much money we need for development. We should understand how we're going to finance that growth. And then last but not least, we should understand how much dividends we can pay on the way. Because the company never paid dividends, but I think, you know, it's time to come up with some sort of dividend policy and agree with shareholders, you know, what is the right balance between organic growth and the dividend payments.
Well, listen, Denis, thank you very, very much for the update and the opportunity to visit with you again. And of course, wishing you all the best of luck to you and your team with the new challenge. And we look forward to your strategy update later in the year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.